Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 4 for our Union Spring of 61 campaign in version 1.12. So, before we get going on the recap, we do have a few more viewer units to add in here. Come on, take me up the trade dock. And we have Carson's Trappers. You did request Fremont to command them. He's actually a Georgian and a volunteer, so I'm actually not able to put him in command of any unit specifically. He's got to be assigned by the AI. So you do have William Robinson. The unit's out of Wisconsin, and so is their commander. And they'll be ready to go in about 28 days. And this unit is for Dean 5251. And next up is the Irish Brigade out of New York for Dustin Blake, and they are under the command of Thomas Francis Marr. You did request Chamberlain, but the brigade was raised out of New York, so I had no more Massachusetts troops left. So Chamberlain is actually a volunteer officer from Maine, so I couldn't even put him in charge of either state's troops. So you did get Marr, who traditionally commanded the Irish Brigade. All right, and we also did transfer 2 more units out of Tradoc and into a command. And that is the 2nd East Surreys, are now part of a 15th Infantry Division, 2nd Corps, under command of McClellan, and the Buffalo Soldiers, which is the single cavalry brigade that the 2nd Corps does have for now. So they're on their way there. Should be there in about 12 days for both units. Yep. So it's going to be help trying to stem the tide of that little mess we got going on in Ohio right now. And we'll cover that here in a second. Before that, we do have a few more diaries and letters to add to the historical record. So of note for this next one, it's a diary entry of Captain William Rhodes Hawk of the Lake Erie's Rifles. This commander, this person, is actually based off of an ancestor of this viewer who served in the 111th Pennsylvania Infantry Regiment. He was also a diehard abolitionist and a radical Republican. So I really love how you were able to work in a relative into the diary entries. August 2nd, 1861. After arriving at the recruitment office, me and my comrades of the Lake Erie Rifles are going to be shipped by rail to the Army. It's going to be hard leaving behind my family, but I must do what I must to preserve the Union and perhaps free the slaves. I do hope we find someone good to command us, as lines led by donkeys will not go well for me and my comrades. On that, we have a letter from Lieutenant George B., commanding Company A of the 1st U.S. Regulars, dated August 5th of 1861. Dearest brother, I write you some good news, as me and the regiment I am in got sent from the federal government to be deployed under a corps with a man named General Gruntpaw. Seems like a fine gentleman. Hope he doesn't kill us all like our other officers did. Other news is that we just won the Second Battle of Frederick. Can you believe that? We might just win the war. Though enough said, I won't be able to write for a while, since I might get deployed to the front and I might get tippy from the officer's ball, though. That's all I have to write to you. Tell mother and father I love them. Love, your dearest brother. And another letter from Lieutenant Franklin Malone of the 50th Iowa River Boys, dated the 2nd of August, 1861. My dearest wife, my beloved Margaret, you'll have to excuse me for not riding as often as you would have loved. And since I and the boys arrived in some place in New York I've never heard of before, I've not had much time to myself. I was given the rank of lieutenant and command of Company B of our 2nd Regiment the day after arriving, but it's been tough on us all, with non-stop being taught what to do, with not much time left in the day to write. As I'm writing, we received orders that we'll be marching soon, to where I do not know, but I've overheard our brigade commander, Colonel Elliott, talking to regiment commanders that were to join up with the newly formed 5th Corps under a man named General Gruntpaw in a few days. So hopefully I'll be able to write to you more often now we are done with our learning to be soldiers. Your loving husband. I do love these entries that you guys are giving me. As I keep saying, if you have a unit in the field in one of my armies you'd like to add to the historical record for this campaign, please feel free to do so. As you see your brigade do something or you see something of note that you'd like to write an entry on, please place it in the comments below and I will include it in every episode. Alright, moving on from there. Last episode we did see the Battle of 2nd Frederick, which amazingly we won. I did not expect to win that one, as we went in there with a 20,000 man difference. Thankfully the morale of the rebels was not that high, so we were able to win that way, though I was getting a little worried towards the end, as the resilience of a lot of my units was starting to get whittled down. So the Army of Maryland is now back south of the Potomac and out of Maryland, thankfully, for the time being. We'll see how long that lasts. And on top of that, we do have a rebel invasion force in Ohio. They have taken Columbus. They shoved the 2nd Corps out of their way, as McClellan did not have the numbers to stand up against them. And originally it was the Army of Northern Virginia. Now it's the Army of Ohio that's sitting here. And they are at... They're going to have 24,000 men with 25 guns. 2nd Corps is moving out of their way right now. I have them on their way up to Cleveland, trying to buy time for reinforcements to arrive. As I said, the 2nd East Surreys and the Buffalo Soldiers are on their way, along with the 2nd Ohio, 1st Kentucky, and the 1st Massachusetts. So, it'll be about 12 days before I'm up to the 16,400 men that you see on the numbers listed here. I still have to train up some artillery for them. It's a matter of right now is just finding troops at this point is really what it comes down to. I'm running out of volunteers and we don't have a draft yet. On top of that, 5th Corps is now past the Bahamas and going through the Keys on its way to Texas. So hopefully they will be arriving in Indianola in about 5 or 6 days. Then we can start building a supply depot in preparation for the arrival of 6th Corps. Other than that, the map's pretty quiet. We haven't been doing much outside of the rebel invasion of Ohio and Maryland. And the Ohio invasion really does still have me surprised, but we will take care of it. We have to, otherwise they cut the Union in half, and that's going to be a massive issue. Thankfully, they haven't moved on 1st Corps yet. This army out here still could. Oh no, they only got 3,300 men, so I'm not worried about that. They won't move on us anytime soon, so all the troops are down here and in the Army of Ohio right now. Alright, so September 18th now, so we'll get the clock rolling, and I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, it's now September 25th, and 5th Corps is nearing Indianola, and would you look at this? The rebels are waiting for us, but not with much in the way of forces. Benning's Corps looks to be at Indianola. Maybe there, may not be there. Spotted one day ago, so they're probably there. He only got 1,900 men. Plus the Army to Transmiss. Another 1,900 men. And spotted on the 25th a day ago. Clock's moving, so... I don't know if they're going to stand and fight us or not. We have the readiness and morale to fight, and we have enough ammunition for a fight, but they really don't have any troops around. We're just going to see if they decide to fight or not. I think today's battle brew is going to be Nika coffee grain whiskey from Japan. So if they do stand and fight, I'll take it off screen because there's just not enough. They're not going to have enough men on the field to do anything to us. Let us land uncontested, please. I guess they're not there. Right next to them, we're on scouting. We don't see them. It still kind of shows us on the water. This is odd. There we go. Alright, Transmiss is withdrawing. And Benning's withdrawing. You do not stay in a fight, so we can take Indianola at our leisure, build ourselves a supply depot. We can start moving 6 Corps down this way. This should be a nice little wake-up call to the rebels. I'll pause this here, and it looks like I'll be back with the October monthlies. Alright, it's now October 1st, and it is time to go over the monthlies. Alright, current economy rating of our nation is A-. We did just cut 2 more bonds in quick succession, as I decided as a gameplay element I was going to add a Gulf Squadron back into the game. Their job is not, I repeat, not to blockade any rebel ports. They are just there to keep the port of Indianola open and fend off any rebel attacks against it. And they're going to have a tough time going after it. I'll go over that squadron right after this. So current rating of the nation is A-, or increased by 75 million. So we did cut 1 bond beginning of the month and 2 more right before the month turned. Current economy cycle is expansion. Wealth of our population is below average increasing. That's the way it's been for the last few months. Our tax revenues decreased by 17 million. Well, we did recruit a lot of men into the army. Total export volume last month was 391 million out, with 337 million coming in. Average corporate production was 556 million, a change of negative 73 million compared to the previous month. And once again, we're lacking all the same things as usual: leather, livestock, iron, with no overproduction of anything. With the finances, you see, we just took a massive dive there, and we just cut another bond, so that just brought our money back up. But you can see how the AI kind of matches us. We do a big spending spree, they do a big spending spree. Back and forth, back and forth. Right now, we're spending 246 million more a month than we are bringing in, but that takes in, but this also reflects me putting a fleet into the water and all the troops I've been recruiting. This number will come back down again if I go a month without recruiting anybody, which is not going to happen. I got a few more units to get into the field before my corps are complete. Yeah, coming on over to intelligence. Rebels are working on King Cotton Policy 3. They're doing rebuilt ironclads. That might be an issue for me. And Confederate relations with Great Britain are currently at 30%, a change of plus 9% because they just did burn cotton. So, yeah. It says they recruited 2,000 men to 3 brigades. I wonder if that's accurate or not. They should have recruited more than that. And the following units have been formed: the Army of the Trans-Mississippi, Benning's Corps, and the following fleets have been raised: Mississippi Squadron 3, and 1 new ship has started construction. And morale Confederate armies is at 81%, a change of negative 15%. And we killed 1 officer in the last battle, and that was Lieutenant Rosser. And it says they're carrying out offensive operations. Yes, they are, because they are in Ohio. Policies. We did enact the Regulars Act. So they are forming the 7th Corps, and I won't be adding anything else into them. It's 4 brigades of infantry, 2 of cavalry, and 2 of artillery. 1 of cavalry. And they form the 7th Corps, and their main job is they're going to be down with the armies in Texas, and they are just going to be taking care of all the fortifications that we come across along the way. I think there's 3 or 4 in Texas that have to be taken down, and then they will work on all the fortifications that are in the Indian territories. So it'll be in the same area as the invasion force, but doing a completely separate job. So to conclude that, we're working on Militia Act 4 to get more volunteers in the field. We got 27.5 days until that is complete. Once that is done, we'll come over to confiscation and then government funding, and then I'll come back down into Enrollment Act to start getting some drafts into the field. Projects, what do we have available to us? All right, we're going to have to take Occupation Administration. We're going to need that. Where's that money? We're probably going to take some railroad construction also, so I can get the railroads in Texas up and running to support the armies. But I'll have to wait till next month when we get some more money into that. Need organization reform to form an army. Definitely training manuals is something we should have had already. I kind of need all this, but we're saving up for the where is it? The Sharps rifles. There it is. I don't necessarily want the Sharps rifles. I want the. And every time I think my phone's on silent, jeez. Ugh. Haven't heard it go off in 2 hours, and all of a sudden it goes off. So I don't necessarily want the Sharps rifles, as I feel they burn through ammunition too quickly. What I want is the Sharps carbines to issue out to the cavalry, as those are the best carbines I can give them. Not the longest range, but they're the most accurate. So that is something I want to give them. Do need supply reform. That'll help a lot. There's a lot of things that could help us, but that one's the next priority, so I can start producing carbines for the cavalry, because we're still armed with mixed cavalry weapons, so I need to get those under production as quickly as possible. So how much we got? 2.8. We need 3.5. Maybe we'll have it before the month's out. I don't know. So we can't take anything else right now. All right, going back to the fleet. So this is a sailing ship only fleet, so I don't have to worry about supplies fuel-wise for this fleet. There's 19 ships in it, and it's all ships in a line. There's 5 ships in a line, and there are a ton of frigates, sloops of war, brigs, and a bark. I think there's only one bark, a couple of brigs. But it's all sailing ships. It's got 529 guns between all the ships. So they should be able to keep the port of Indianola open without a problem, even if they bring ironclads against us. Hopefully. We'll see. And have my troops transferred into 2nd Corps. Something to yell, so yep. And how do my troops look in Tradoc? Got another division training up them. Yep, I got 3 brigades ready to go. The 2nd Mass, 3rd Mass, and the Irish Brigade are ready to go, so they will go form a new division over there. I'll get those troops transferred, and that's probably going to be our next action once those troops are in, which should have enough to take on the rebels in the region. So once again, I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, somehow I completely missed this, mostly because I was just focused down in Texas for the last few days in game. Hardee's Corps, Army of Maryland, has slipped back into Frederick, Maryland, so we're heading back to fight there again. This is getting ridiculous. I left 3rd Corps to block these. He must have come in from around. Where would he have crossed? Can't get through Washington. That's just odd. Yeah. Somehow they got around me again, without me even noticing this time. Alright, so it's our 3rd Corps with 19,579 infantry and 11 guns. Going after Hardee's Corps, which has 18,306 infantry, 2,400 cavalry, and 12 guns. They do have a even on in guns, and they have a slight advantage in numbers because of the cavalry, but I don't think there's anything that we cannot handle. So, I'll see you all on the other side of load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the 3rd Battle of Frederick. So, once again, we're on the Antietam battlefield, and we are attacking, and the rebels we are attacking south to north because we came in from the south. The rebels are defending Pry Ford and the Pry Mill. So I don't have any cavalry in this force as of yet. There's some in training. It's just going to be a while yet, as always. Gotta wait for the training to finish. So for right now, my plan is only just to march my infantry into Sharpsburg and try to get an assessment of the rebel positions. It's already 17:30, so the day is going to end pretty shortly. So I'm not going to have them until sometime late morning to midday of day 2 before I probably have a sighting on anybody. So I'm going to get my troops on the field, and I'll be back once I have contact with the Revs. All right, it's now 08:30 of day 2, and we do have the rebels sighted. My forces are still making their way into town. We just barely hit the edge of town when we lost daylight. So it looks like they're mostly defending back here, and they left one brigade out on its lonesome, and we are going to take full advantage of that. They're going to leave troops exposed. We will take advantage of it. No reason not to. Probably still be a few minutes before we get into action. I do need to wait for my artillery to come up. I need to... Yeah, if these guys are behind breastworks, I need to soften them up a little bit. Lee's brigade's out in the open. My artillery's not lagging behind like it was in the last battle, so that's a good sign. It'll be a few minutes, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 09:40. Both my batteries are happily firing away over to this location here. So we're going to push in the attack on Lee's lonesome brigade over here. Hopefully this gives us a chance to cause some casualties to the one brigade before I start closing with the main lines, as the rebel line's a little more extended than I thought they were initially. So they do stretch back over here, so I'm trying to flank them with the 11th Infantry Division, which is the strongest division. I don't want to go straight at them, especially through the woods, and they're on a fence. I don't want to go straight at them. Let's try. Oh, I do not like that marching path you're looking at right there. You boys up this way. See if we can't come in along this flank. I mean, they'll have time to turn and face our way, but it is what it is. Looks like Churchill's iron is going to be first contact here. Got 12 guns and 3 batteries, so can't be 12 guns. That'd be bad intel. 5 guns, 5 guns. It says 0 guns and they're firing. I think that's something that needs to be worked on. It's the Virginia Brigade of Hardee's Corps, 1,500 men. We should rip that apart fairly easily. And they do have rifles. Do have more Springfield rifles available, just not enough to issue out to everybody yet. And it takes less than a month to build them now. Each order now, the last order I just placed is going to take 22 days. It's down from over 30 days from the original orders, so they're going to fall back on their positions, it looks like. Go catch. Let's lock them in place before they get away, please. boys. Let's move you in a little closer. Taking casualties doing this, but I think locking down the one brigade and knocking it out early is worth it. See, along with that, moving up the road. I'm wondering if they'll send anybody out to support them. About to earn their first perk. Three casualties to 100. 100. Okay, even on with the casualties, we're about to start ripping it down here. Come here and watch this flank. Then we'll send some skirmishers forward to take down that battery. Keep them in range, gentlemen. Keep them in range. They pulling back from us? I didn't check more. Oh, their morale is really low. They're at 49. Holy crap. They're pulling back from the breastworks, so time to move, not the Corps Command. 10th Infantry Division. Let's push forward. They're going to give up the breastworks. We're going to take them. A little more points. Come on, a little more experience points. Come on. Almost to that perk. Came up just a little short. Oh well. Let's pull you back a little bit. Let the next division take some work. Looks like they cleared out of here. It's going to be a few more minutes before we close back in with the rebels, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 10:53. We're closing in on the wall. We have 4th Brigade under Thomas moving forward, also support on their right flank. 11th Division is still moving in position. I didn't think the rebels were going to react the way they did, and I thought this division would be fighting first. Move closer on that battery, please. I charge in and take down this battery with bayonets, except for all these brigades standing around it. Boys are almost in position. Just gotta wait for the other two brigades. Of course, the center brigade's gonna be the last one in position. That's fine. Finish that battery off, please. And these guys are going to get distracted by this retreating unit. Oh, those guys are really hanging in there. Still firing at will. Very good. Put you back on bombardment orders for over here. Is where they are concentrated. Good, there goes that battery. And this brigade in the flank, please. Almost 500 casualties in that brigade. That's pretty damn high. There goes another one. Very good. Negley's brigade wasn't low on morale. I'd charge him into the side of this one. I know they break with these guys coming in on the fight, but it'd be worth the distraction. Artillery's firing, right? Yep. There's that battery, very good. Shoot these boys in the ass, please. And that artillery units. Once again, retreating units always distract. Almost 700 casualties. Pull them off soon. Come around here. I'm going to be replacing him. Alright, these boys are ready to break. Go get them. Bayonets. Force this issue. And who's dead? Colonel a.o.m has been killed in action. Division commander, that's not good. Cavalry's broken, infantry's broken. Alright, keep going, boys, keep going. We're in their rear. Keep going. The hell, I don't want that. I want you to turn and face. Oh, they're at short range. Damn it. Turning into a bit of a mess, but we're winning. Brigade reform? Yeah. Alright, Negley, push in. You have these boys on the ropes. There we go. There's that little extra bit for their experience. Give them iron discipline. These boys have their backs turned. Get in there. They're looking the wrong way. Go get them. Baker's wounded. Okay. Officer casualties have been pretty high for us. Oh, turn and face them. There they go. We just shattered this army. It caused a lot of casualties. Yeah, casualties are pretty high for both of us. Not a major victory like the last one. There's one last unbroken brigade over here. They got nowhere to run to. Oh, crap. Let's see if we can break them. We don't need the extra casualties. I'm not really casualty hunting, but I don't want to leave an unbroken brigade in my area of operation. But with the army in retreat, these guys should be getting ready to fall back. I'm just dropping in their ranks. Alright. Manson, go finish this. Don't need to be taking extra casualties and sitting there shooting it out. And there they go. Let's speed this along now. Not too bad. Casualty's a little higher for us than I would have liked, but that's always the case when you are the attacking force. Alright, we lost 2,880 of our 19,576 infantry. We had no cavalry on the field, lost none of our guns. Total loss of 2,883. So we lost some command staff of the 19,740 we had on the field. We took down 3,800 of their 19,000 infantry, 300 or 2,500 cavalry. Got all 10 of their guns. Total loss of 4,300 of their 21,000 men. Alright, let's go through the paperwork real fast. 10th Infantry Division, Wincoop's Brigade did 196 to infantry, captured 30 for total 226. Negley did 227 infantry, captured 55, 32 to artillery for total 317. 3rd Brigade did 288 to infantry, that's all they did, division total of 831. 9th Infantry Division, Williams Brigade did 113 to infantry, captured 85, total 202. Churchill's Iron did 280 to infantry, captured 78, total 359. 4th Brigade did 832 to infantry, captured 319, 15 to artillery, total 1,168, division total 1,729. Let's take a look at who commands 4th Brigade and give them a name. 11th Division, 1st Brigade did 222 to infantry, captured 67, 26 to artillery, total 318. 2nd Brigade did 250 to infantry, captured 61, 241 to cavalry, total 553. And 3rd Brigade did 372 to infantry, 96 taken prisoner, 48 to cavalry, 10 to artillery, total 533, division total 1,404. Artillery Division, 3rd Battery did 48 total, 5th did 43, total of 91 for the division. Alright, officers. Lost 10th Infantry Division Commander was killed. It's Colonel Keim. Baker is wounded. So 1 dead, 1 wounded. Get any of theirs. Wounded Garnett, Wounded Iverson. We wounded Wise and Longstreet. How the hell is he Lieutenant Colonel in command of a battery? So we lost 1 dead, 1 wounded. They lost 4 wounded. That's not too bad of a trade-off. Be quite honest with you. That's actually not too bad. Let's see here. Which unit was getting the name? I think it was 9th Infantry. Yeah, 4th Brigade. They did over 1,000 casualties. They need to get a name. So, first come, first serve. I want this brigade to have a name. So I really didn't see him do anything too spectacular to give them a name myself that I liked. So, if anybody can think of a generic cool name, maybe Fort Over Prize Ford. And it's the third battle of Frederick, and we took place at Prize Ford. So, somebody can think of a name for them. Place it in the comments below. First come, first served. So I'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the Third Battle of Frederick. The enemy's reportedly suffered total casualties of 4,256 men. There are 424 killed and 1,380 captured. Our casualties total 2,883 men, with 406 killed, 427 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 2,800 rifles and 6 guns from the field and paroled 1,350 soldiers because we do not have any prison camps. I don't plan on having any. So kind of anybody we capture kind of feeds back into the rebel armies. And Colonel Franklin lost face. I'm not sure who he commanded. So we'll go take a look at that real fast. Third Corps. Baker's wounded, so Illinois unit. Yeah, there's John MacArthur. MacArthur, you got a job. Time to get that military tradition running in your family. Franklin, you gotta go. Pennsylvania Brigade. It's not showing up yet, but it will show up. Longnecker, job. What? Oh, we got Meade. Meade, job's yours. And I have to replace a division commander. So I gotta go through all my brigade commanders to see who's ready for a promotion. I'll do that off screen, and I'll come back in with the new division commander. Alright, got a new division commander, and it is George Thomas. And he was actually commander of the brigade I wanted a name for, and that was a brigade from Pennsylvania. So like I said, that's a first come, first serve. Whoever gives me a name for this. So like I said, that was the Third Battle of Frederick. They fought over Prize Ford. And George Thomas commanded them. He's not in Pennsylvania, is he? No, he's a Virginian. This was a pre-existing unit, so it kind of makes sense. So, like I said, first come, first served. Give me a name for that brigade. And I'll plug it in for the next episode. Alright, that battle did not take too long, so I'm going to keep this episode trundling along at least until we get to November. So we'll see if anything happens between here and there. I'll be back. Alright, it's now October 15th and we do our next engagement. And now it's Jackson's Corps of the Army of Maryland taking a swipe at our 3rd Corps. So they're bringing 11,956 infantry, 481 cavalry, and 11 guns to the field against our 17,249 infantry and 11 guns. This battle is not going to be very hard at all. Their morale probably it was as low as Hardee's Corps going in. So we're definitely taking this one. So I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the fourth battle of Frederick. We're on the defense. We're actually defending Elk Ridge. I've never actually had this as a victory location before, so that's kind of interesting. The rebels are coming in from up here, Bakersville Road. So they're probably going to attack down this road here, would be my guess. So I think I'm going to set up, I only got 4.5 engineer points. I think I'm going to set up 2 divisions along here. It's sloping ground. Yeah, division here, and have 1 division back here watching this road. If I had a single cavalry brigade, I would send it there. Which is my lowest strength brigade. They're going to sit division 437. Definitely 10th Infantry. You guys are going to be taking that flank position. Their morale is not very good. Why are you guys unstable? I don't know why they'd be starting the battle broken. All right. It is what it is. We got to deal with it. They actually have a nice field of fire from right there. So who is this? 1st Brigade of 11th Division. So actually, I don't want to mess with that field of fire, so we're going to leave them right there. Boys are back in the woods just a little bit for the extra protection. Why are you guys not getting it? It'll probably pop up after I hit play. Ninth Division, we'll just have you out here and have you guys building some breastworks. Heinzman's already got a perk, so we'll put you right there. We'll have Williams build some breastworks for everybody else. Now we'll do a 4th Brigade here. Get their perk level up. All right, I'm going to hit play, and it's going to be a while before the rebels show up, so I'll be back. All right, it's 15:15. The rebels actually got here a lot faster than I expected them to, and they're kind of spread out along the roads here. They're going to start consolidating in. I'm guessing they're not liking what they see. Cavalry's probably going to try and come around my flank. Just get up here on that ridge line. Count a battery, see if we can't take out this battery coming down the road here. Are they just going to try and go around us in general? But I do have... Oh, shit. Okay, that's not their main force. Here's their main force. That's not good. Oh, you know what? That kind of works for me. I can just start marching on their flank through the woods. Change of plans, boys. Up and over the mountain. Gonna take them a while to get there because of the path thing, but with no way around that. Actually have you guys use the road. Send the entirety of the 9th down this way. They're actually leaving me like being able to get on their flanks and rear. This is actually by bypassing me here, they're doing themselves a disservice. And giving me an amazing opportunity. Just need Thomas's division to hang in there until everybody else arrives. Looks like that battery's going to stay there. We can wipe them out nice and easily. Why is your morale so bad? It's not good. Just where I didn't think they were going to be attacking is where the main attack's coming in from. Boys, double time. Should be attacking towards my low morale brigade, but they are not. What is their morale at? It's starting at 51. Better than last battle. Because Jackson's in charge. All right, getting close. One volley, then bayonets, and get rid of this battery. Yeah, that just broke them. Awesome. Nope, wrong commander. Want the 9th. Oh, don't tell me they're going to get those orders. I hope not. All right. Force my flank if I'm not careful. They're trying to just march past me. That's exactly what they're doing. They're just trying to march past me. They're not even fighting. think so, buddy boys. Why the hell are you guys coming down the road in battle? Oh, damn, retreating artillery. Yeah, we're coming up on your rear, boyos. Can't draw those skirmishers back in before they do any damage. Doesn't look like they're firing, though. Yeah, the AI tried just marching past and put themselves in a bad spot. So much for Jackson's genius. There goes those two brigades. And Wincoop just broke, so he's probably going to get defamed. I don't know why he started with such low morale to begin with. That's all she wrote. This was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Stay on him. Don't let him get away. Yeah, I think we did a lot more damage to them than we did to us. Yeah. I don't know what Longstreet was thinking. Jackson was thinking. Bah. I don't know why he's not retreating. We've lost any officers this one. Nope. Oh, now that I said that, we're probably going to lose somebody. Things seem a little jumpy. I don't understand why. Here he goes. Alright, break these last brigade and those batteries, and we are done. He should have been retreating already. Their morale's gone. There they go. These units aren't broken, so they're fair game. You don't get to leave my field with any artillery. Break that last battery. Let's go. Alright, let's speed this along now. I'm going to say it. That was a disgusting display by the AI. They'd actually locked down my divisions on the right flank. They could have taken this division out over here, and that would have been it. Yep, don't know what Jackson was thinking. He definitely didn't have the numbers for this fight. And look at that, almost 4-to-1 odds on the casualties. Lost 564 of our 17,241 infantry, none of our guns, so total loss of 568 of our 17,407 men. They lost 1,900 of their 12,000 infantry, 200 or 500 cavalry, got all 10 of their guns, total loss of 2,200 of their 13,000 men. He should never have taken this fight to begin with the numbers disparity. Let's take a look at the paperwork here. 10th Infantry Division, Wincoop's Brigade did 60 to cavalry before they broke. Negley did 503 to infantry. 3rd Brigade did 473 to infantry, captured 10, 122 to cavalry, 25 to artillery for total 634. Division total 1,197. 9th Division, Williams Brigade did 19 to infantry. Churchill's Iron did 290 to infantry, 16 to cavalry for total 313. 4th Brigade did not fight. 11th Division, 1st Brigade did 132 to infantry, took 5 cavalry prisoner, 16 artillery for total 155. 2nd Brigade did 278 to infantry, plus of 279 plus of command staff. 3rd Brigade did 93 to infantry, 16 artillery for total 111. Division total 545. And the artillery division did 7. Really didn't get to do much. Alright, let's see if we got any of their officers. We didn't lose any. Let's see if we got any of theirs. So we got Chatham's wounded. Jones is wounded. So we got wounded 2 more of their officers in this engagement. Lost none of ours. Very good. Like I said, that was a disgusting display by Jackson. You really can't blame the AI on this because they are going off of the commander's stats, but he just did not have the force to do this. So, yeah, that was an attack that should have never taken place. We'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at the 4th Battle of Frederick. The M's reportedly suffered total casualties of 2,169 men. There were 250 killed and 402 captured. Our casualties total 568 men, with 81 killed, 108 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured just under 1,200 rifles and 7 guns from the field, and sent 300 and paroled 383 prisoners. And Colonel Wincoop did lose face. I kind of expected that, so he's the only officer we got to replace right now. So I'm cheating a little bit. You really can't click directly on units and open them up when they are still engaged. It's the only way to really replace officers before the computer does it for you when they're wounded. Wincoop, Pennsylvania Brigade. They're down to 700 men. I'm going to send them home. Franklin, you're still disgraced. Nagel, looks like the job's yours. All right. That was a pretty short engagement. So I'm going to keep this trundling along. Like I said, I'm going to try and get to November. Hopefully nothing happens between now and then. It looks like the Army of Ohio, which was advancing north, has stopped advancing north. 2nd Corps is still waiting for some artillery to arrive, just some more artillery and training. I think I recruit an engineer brigade for them. We're about ready to go take on the Army of Ohio with this force. Almost there. Like I said, I'll keep this rolling along just for a little bit longer. I'll be back. Alright, it's now October 18th, and we do have our next engagement here. So, not making to the end of the month like I was hoped. This battle is going to be a little larger than the last one, so it'll probably take longer. And it's Hughie's Corps Army of Virginia, Polk's Corps Army of Virginia, and the Army of Virginia headquarters, more than likely. It says unknown unit, but it's probably their headquarters. Coming at me with 33,762 infantry, 2,725 cavalry, and 30 guns, going against my 4th Corps, which has 23,578 infantry, 2,400 cavalry, and 32 guns. So not too much of a numbers disparity, but it still will take a little bit longer. So we're going to hold this one off till the next episode. So once again, if you would like a unit in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, status from, weapons, uniforms, officers. I'll oblige on all counts if possible. I only ask that you be a subscriber to the channel if you're going to request a unit. I got no way of checking, so that's basically just on an honor system. So just a reminder, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so that your next video comes out, and I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.